comedy.
Right? Oh, we're back.
We're back. Oh, I love the Sparkle Girls.
Hi, I'm Gwendolyn.
I'm Jeannie.
I'm Giovanna. What's
The
sparkling in your
sparkles.
world today? I
And
love
I
the snow
love
in the background,
what's on the
Gwendolyn.
Sparkle Show today. We don't know. We never know. It's a one take thing, and it comes to us in the present moment of now. We allow source to flow through us in the present moment of now. That's all there is. And how we do that, let's take you through that. Getting into the present moment of now.
We can't guarantee what's going to come through because we are just letting source flow through us.
We have no idea, folks. We have no idea.
Yeah.
We're just here to have fun and
Sparkle.
celebrate and sparkle. And hopefully ignite sparkles within each of you that are watching too. It's just fun.
Absolutely.
So take a breath in and then just let out a vocalization of the sigh. Just go. Let all that out. And then travel down that magic pathway from your head to your heart, that place of presence within you. Take another breath in. I like to put my index finger to my thumb, kind of pressing them just to really anchor in the embodied presence I am. Breathe in. Sink further down into the heart, into the place of presence. Can you feel that lifting that just kind of comes through you, that just kind of, that openness? Yeah, it's just allowing that. It's just, you just feel a little bit lighter. It's coming.
Blissful. It feels blissful.
Yeah. And then sparkles.
Are you ready for some popcorn?
I brought that through in my writing, I don't know if you want to call it channeled writing or just connecting in and then writing in a journal. And they said, we're going to get the popcorn. And I was talking to Gwendolyn and Giovanna, and I said, they said that because, like, I think I mentioned, like a soap opera, a daily soap opera, barely anything changes. It's the same drama day after day after day. You can skip a whole year and get in on it in a year later because it's the same thing occurring. They're going to get the popcorn because we're going into blockbuster territory. We are gathering. We are watching with innocent excitement the ethers of everything coming into reality, the magic of what's available. And they're like, oh my God, let's go get popcorn because there's a blockbuster event going on. There's a movie, the Sparkle Show. And then we were laughing because we're like, what's going to be on the Sparkle Show today? And because all of creation is going to get the popcorn because it's something fun and in the moment and exciting.
And they're all here watching, waiting, looking.
And they're all here watching, waiting. And I just had this visual of them in the movie theater, but it's not just human beings. It was fairies and rocks and trees and flowers and you name it, cars, whatever it is. It was all of creation filling the theater, eating their popcorn, going, what's on the Sparkles Show today? And we're like, I don't know. Let's see what comes through. And I know you can choose any movie that you want to play in your reality. You can play a drama, you can play a thriller, you can play a mystery. I choose to play a romantic comedy in the universe. I am in a romantic comedy with All of Creation,
Oh yeah.
and we
That
are
sounds so
having
yummy.
so fun. So
So
much
much
fun.
fun.
Mhm.
Kind of like reminds you of like when you had pretend when you're younger, you know, with all your toys, you play house and stuff, like with your teddy bears and they're all around. And so real that they're there with you, you know, like
Yeah.
And I love that word pretend, because so you hear about imagination and image in, go within and image it, or imagination is where you can create. But a while back, I heard the word pretend. They brought in, when I was writing, they brought in the word pretend. And they said, don't you remember when you were a kid and you would pretend to play house or whatever you were playing with at the time? And
imaginary
oh,
people.
yes. And I could feel that resonance within the cells of my body of remembering, oh yeah, I've done this before. Because when we were and making mud cakes and having the tea parties and all this stuff with it's always been this way. It's never been all humans. It's always been all these different parts of creation playing in my tea parties and my house and all that stuff. And so can you
Making that
feel
come
that?
alive now as adults, making that come alive now. Like
We've
Yeah.
they're all
all
here
done
at the
this.
tea party with us.
Yeah, and we've all done this. Go back into when you were a kid and you were pretending. Feel that energy within you of it really being real in that moment, of that innocent excitement of you were just in the moment pretending whatever it was that you wanted, whatever game you wanted to be in that moment.
You know, the actress Julianne Moore, I saw her on a talk show, and that's what she calls making a movie, her acting career. She goes, oh, it's just pretending.
That's awesome.
I love that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what movie are you making in your world? It's just pretend. Like you're the director, you're the star, you're the producer, you're the actor. It's everything.
You know, I
Mm.
feel so much love around me. I can't imagine anything making that more. You know, I just feel the love when I wake up in the morning, all day long, you know?
Me too. Me
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
It's like being a kid again. That feeling.
Yeah. And it's a conscious choice. I have
Yeah.
my mornings where I consciously choose.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm just so excited about the day. And
Yeah.
it's so exciting. And then sometimes you wake up and you're like, oh, and then you choose. I choose. I go into that feeling
Mm-hmm.
of how I want to start my day, of that
And do this.
excitement
I
for
love
life.
you. I love you. I'm
Yes,
so loved. I'm
yes,
so
that
loved. I'm
Wonder
so
Woman
loved.
hug, right?
I'm so loved. Who's hugging me today? Every creation is hugging me right now. I'm so loved. I'm loved by the walls. I'm loved by the bed sheets. I'm loved by the air. I'm loved by the whoever's around me.
Yeah.
The
I always
fairies,
feel like the breeze, like when it's this gentle breeze coming through, like it's
Mm.
just caressing and kissing me, right?
the
Like
wind. Oh yeah.
playing with all of creation. I mean, there's so much more to your world when you really start including the non-physical, the physical, but in a new way, looking at it as playmates of, going back to the trash cans. I mean, they were playing with me, and just,
And it's like you can feel them. Like I'm noticing the camera, I'm noticing my ring light, I'm noticing my computer, and they all are like, "Oh my God, she noticed!" You know, like they get so excited, you know, because they get so overlooked.
yeah, going back
Everything.
to our episode about the trash can and the
Sign.
appreciating,
Yeah.
yeah, the things that maybe don't get that lovey-dovey feeling all the time, and just saying, oh my gosh, like, yeah, the computer, the the walls. I mean, how often do you say to the walls of your house going, wow, I just love you. I love how the light reflects off you. I love how you surround me, you know, just
Yeah, I love how you keep the
everything.
cold out.
Right? And the windows like behind you, Gwendolyn, and you can see the
Yeah.
breeze or the wind coming in,
snow.
the snow
Yeah,
forming, and you've got this beautiful view inside this toasty warm house. You got firewood that was like, hey, bring me in, I'll keep you warm. And
Yeah, absolutely.
Even the other day, I looked up and I had a spider on my ceiling, and I was just like, oh hello, like oh hello, who's coming to visit me today, and had a little conversation with them, and I'm like, by the time I come to sleep, I hope that you're in a different area, like I hope you're not above my bed.
yeah. And it goes back to that innocence of children when they're pretending they're doing a tea party. We'd make mud pies, and then have our little bakery, and there's no judgment. Oh, it's a mud pie. Oh, there's no tea in the cup. It's
Yes.
whatever we said it is. And we were in the moment, just enjoying that moment in time. And now, as an adult, you can bring that innocent excitement back in, that pretend play of how you decide
the magical universe wants to play with you. The magical universe wants to play with you.
And it works. So I have an example, Giovanna, you're talking about the spider. Every year in my massage office, right up, it has a very high ceiling, and right up at the corner of the ceiling, it can't be the same spider. It's like the great granddaughter or something of the original, but it's up there and it's just watching. You can just see it. It's just watching. And every year I telepathically tell it, it's fine if you're here, just no webs on the inside. That's all I ask. You can be here as long as you want. And I've never had a web. I have all of these fairy lights and like chiffon draping and all these things that would make a mess if they got, cobwebs, but I've never had a cobweb.
Oh,
ever.
I love that, Gwendolyn. Wow. That is really creation mastery. Wow.
Yeah.
And the way you say granddaughter, like it just like, it's like a family that just is like, I gotta go be in on Gwendolyn and watch her massage, like it's your helpers. It's your helper there in the corner, just keeping a watch. Like, oh, they're having popcorn. That spider's having popcorn watching your show while you're doing the massage.
I love that. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. You were creating your own movie.
I would love to be a spider in the corner of your wall there, Gwendolyn, watching you do the massage. I think that would be so cool to be in that energy.
Right? It's lovely to feel, to be part of. I always wanted to do like a cable channel of just soft music and watching people give massages.
Oh, you know what? I like that idea.
Well, I used to teach a class in a bar. It was called the Oxygen Bar. So you would like hook up and get oxygen, and it was really trendy in San Francisco. And I had a deal, and I'd bring my massage students in, and that bar just went silent. Nobody moved or did anything. They just were glued on these students and their massages.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Oh my gosh, I really like that because the energy of just total bliss. I mean, doesn't that feel like just total bliss? And then that connection to it though, with the two people, it's bringing in that connection element. Wow.
Yeah. And the loving energy, and the intention and all of it,
That feels really yummy. That feels really yummy. Yeah. And I want to bring through a book I read years ago, and it's from like the late 70s, early 80s. And I believe it's called Communication with All of Life. And the man opened his intuition with a fly that kept coming into his house and visiting him. And if you read the book, it like opened his entire ability to communicate with all of creation.
That's like the
So-
stink bugs. Remember when I was talking about the stories about the
Yes,
stink
your
bugs?
stink
they're
bugs,
just-
Giovanna.
Oh my gosh, they're like those little bugs are magical. Like,
Yeah, and only you
Yeah.
would love one of them. I just love that you love the stink bug.
I just started playing the game with the stink bug and it played it back and it was like got my attention because I was like, oh my gosh, is this really happening? This is happening right now.
All of creation wants to play with us. Like that was what the writing that I shared on the last show. That's what it
Yeah.
said. It's all here to play with you. And what I love about this is it's getting you outside of the normal thought system and beliefs and the grooves, the deep rooted grooves that we all get programmed into.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I'm just going to talk to the stop sign and say how appreciative I am that he's right here and making sure that all the traffic stops so that I can safely proceed. What is that going to open up in your life? Just getting outside of that groove that's like, I'm going here and I don't take any other pathways. That
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
going to open it up.
Yeah.
Open it up.
Such-
That's how we do
Such
it.
freedom, such freedom in that. Such freedom. Like just
You shine so bright, you sparkle. You are the light. You shine so bright, you sparkle, 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 sparkle.
I love that. I love you, Sparkle.
Love you, Sparkles.